It is that time, 11:11. Welcome in. Every year, for a long time, I think about 10 years now, I've been leading you through just a brief ritual ceremony, visualization exercise for the energy of 11:11, which is November 11th. But we also see 11:11 on our clocks, right? Sometimes we see it on people's license plates. What is 11:11? To me, 11:11 is universal code for synchronicity, manifestation, and soulmate connection. It usually means that when you see 11:11 on your clock, some days, I don't know about you, I see it in the morning and I see it at night. And particularly when we're on November 11th, if you see 11:11 today, if you're doing this little ceremony with me at 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. in that hour, there's extra energy that we call a correspondence. But what 11 represents is the 1 + 1. It's the union, right, of energies, souls, you and your intentions, you and your purpose, you and your beloved. And whether we see, divine synchronicity and union as being us with someone else, or the way I often will look at it too is me coming into deeper alignment and connection with myself, with my higher self, with my purpose for being here, for incarnating in this lifetime, right? My intentions and desires for living fully into my soul's path and my contract. I believe in soul contracts, that we come here with specific work to do, and that's our purpose, that's our dharma. So any of those are perfect for you to focus on tonight as part of your intention setting process with me. I'm going to burn just a little Palo Santo before we do our ceremony. This is a short ceremony, but it's a sweet one. And I'm going to show you the tools that we offered to you. If you have them, would love for you to grab them and work with them with me. Quartz is one of the centerpieces of the toolkit because I love to charge and activate stones. And we have a tuning fork tonight that is tuned specifically to the 432 hertz frequency, which is a divine frequency of manifestation. It's often called the God frequency or the God hertz. And when you play it, especially with a tuning fork, and you tune your body or your crystals to it, actually creates the most beautiful sacred geometric mandala within you, or within, if you play your tuning fork and put it into your tea or into the soup that you're making, or just bring the wand through your field, and I'll show you all of these things. It's amazing, the power of frequency, and that's what we're harnessing tonight. So these are the tools we're working with. We made you, isn't this sweet? You're 11:11, it's like your alarm clock. It's a tea light holder, but it reminds me of an alarm clock that's always set to 11:11, so you've always got the magic number. We have our divine frequency perfume, Buddha wood, also known as Australian desert rosewood, which is one of the really important oils for deepening meditation. There's lily in here for harmony and ease. There's bay for manifestation. Love working with bay for manifestation. Nag champa, which is very healing, also helps to keep nervousness and stress at bay. And then we have our tea lights. You got the full pack in your kit. So we just took 2 out and put them in the tea light holder. And then this is your Aura 1111 tea light holder. You can, display it this way without the numbers if you want more simple decor, or just on special occasions when you want to honor that soulmate connection. And then you have your 432 hertz tuning fork, specifically made just for you, and for a stage goddess. And then you have your activator, and what we do is we strike the tuning fork against the activator, and it creates both a sound and a vibration. And we're going to activate this particular quartz point that came with your tools. If you don't have anything but a quartz point, you're okay tonight. I'm going to activate my tuning fork and bring it to the camera so that you can connect with the energy of it. So if you have a magician pendant, like I always wear, any quartz that you have, whether it's in the form of jewelry or a separate crystal, would be perfect to work with. And I'm just going to open a very quick circle tonight. Again, brief ritual, but an important one to allow us to connect with the energies of divine synchronicity. That's what tonight is all about. So welcome. Take a moment. This space is for you. You know, these ceremonies, as it has been for the whole 12 years Sage Goddess has existed, really is here in service to you. For you to take a moment, when you think about how magical it is, for you to take a moment and focus specifically on this idea of synchronicity, of connecting with the energies that are trying to connect with you, right? What you seek is seeking you, that Rumi quote. I really believe that. When someone comes to mind, this happened to me today. I had been thinking about a friend I haven't seen in a few months. Text comes through today. I was just thinking about you. You know, that's the kind of synchronicity that I'm talking about. And the more you have those synchronistic experiences, the more, at least for me, of a sign that is that you're on the right path and you're making enough space, right? There's enough spaciousness in your mind and your energy and your thoughts and your vibration for the divine to communicate and speak with you. And so when people come to me and they're like, you know, I want to connect with my loved ones who have crossed over, or I want to have a better relationship with my partner, spaciousness is the key. And if you think about it, our lives have never been less spacious than they are right now. There's stuff and devices and devices for devices, and you know what I mean? It's just like, even here, as I'm gazing across my desk, it's like there's just so much stuff, you know what I mean? Like touchpads and keypads, and so we're busy doing things that keep us busy. And when we think about our ancestors, and it's funny because sometimes, you know, kids will say that must have been so boring, you know, not having electronics and not having, you know, Snapchat and Facebook and all these things. But we also, I think, connected a little bit more deeply with each other. And I think we made more space for the divine to work through us. So I don't know. I like bringing us back to this idea of spaciousness and being kind of a reminder for you of how important connection and spaciousness really is. So let's just welcome in the guides and the guardians, the East tonight, to help us take a deep breath here on this day of synchronicity and welcome new beginnings, new possibilities. Welcoming in the guides and guardians of the South to help us create more passion in our lives. Again, whether that's in relationship with someone else or in relationship with yourself. If you are looking to attract and magnetize a partnership, this is a great ceremony to work with for that purpose. So we'll call all that passion energy in from the South. From the West, we're going to call in emotional healing and renewal. And then from the North, we're calling in all of that grounding, stability, protection, patience, everything in divine time. Love it. Okay. Now, I'm going to come back to the main camera. And I just want to anoint with this perfume. This becomes part of a practice where, for me, it's almost impossible to do ceremony without anointing. Just rolling a little bit at my wrist to bless what I do, a little bit at my third eye to bless what I know, and a little bit, it smells so good, at my ankles to bless where I go, bless my steps. I'll give you just a moment to do the same thing. You can also, most crystals, 90% of them, 95% of them love oils. And quartz is very durable. Quartz appreciates having your oils anointed on it. Sometimes we'll even hold the scent. So you got a beautiful quartz point with your tools. So the more you can sort of connect with that crystal right now, even just taking it in your left hand, remember 11-11, you've got two hands. 2 eyes to see, 2 ears to hear, 2 hands to touch, right? So put it in your left hand, cover it with your right hand. What is your intention for our work tonight? You know, what is it that you really want to call in on this 11-11? Maybe you've been doing these with me for a long time, and maybe it's different this year. What are you ready to allow to become, to unfold for you this year? Only get one 11-11. And just sit with that quietly for a moment. Visualization is, to me, the most important of all of the metaphysical tools we have. Because really, to manifest, you can't just say, I want this, and then move on. You have to say, I claim this, I call this in, and then be able to visualize it as if it's already here, in the room with you, in your life with you. And I know that's hard, especially if you don't have a super active imagination, or you're one of those people that's gotta see it to believe it. But sometimes you gotta believe it to see it. 11:11 is always that reminder for me. Do you have it? I have mine. So now let's light our candles. So everything, in nature, including our bodies, has a left and a right? And the left is always feminine receiving, and the right is always masculine projecting. And it isn't male, female. We all have masculine and feminine, okay? So the left candle as we light it is about what we are calling in, and the right candle as we light it is what we are sending out, our desire. So what we want to receive, and then ultimately what we're sending out to the universe to call that in. So I'm going to connect, as I'm going to hold my crystal in my left hand, and I'm going to light my left tea light. And again, taking a breath here just to think, what am I in this moment calling in on 11:11? And describe it to yourself, visualize it. I can't see you, you can talk about it. You can write it all down. Gaze at that flame. And now, almost like you're making a wish, I want you to light that right candle and imagine that everything you just visualized coming to you, you are sending the vibration of that energy out into the universe. And it creates a reaction, right? You put energy out and it comes back, and put energy out and it comes back. You request and you receive. You request and you receive. So it's like this loop of energy that we're creating. On probably the most important day of the year to do it, right? In my opinion. Okay. Now, the last piece of this work is to take this tuning fork, which has been, like I said, attuned to the frequency of 432. And that really is the divine fingerprint, that frequency, 432. Certain artists have composed their music in 432. Intentionally so, by the way, to carry that frequency so that when you hear their music, you can tell that it was composed in an otherworldly frequency, vibration, right? And I think those are very sentient beings who would be so intentional with their music. You can feel the difference. So take your tuning fork, and we're going to strike it twice. You can strike it more times if you want. First time we strike it, we're going to bring it through our auric field. So that's going to be within 2 feet around your body. The second time we strike it, we are going to touch it to our crystal. Okay, so we're tuning our frequency to the vibration of what we're calling in, and we're tuning the crystal to the frequency so that now when we carry this crystal forward, it holds the vibration. Keep it in your purse or keep it wherever you want. It's going to travel with you and keep radiating that vibration because quartz is programmable, and that's what we're doing tonight. So first strike, you can hear it all the way through my field. And just a deep breath there. And then the second strike. You don't have to touch the crystal, just bring it as close as you can. It's receiving that vibration. And then the third strike, I'm doing this for you in case you don't have your tools. I'm going to strike it one more time and bring it close to you. Is that the best way to do it for you? Yeah, so that you can just bring your quartz point to the screen. connected there. It's shaking, that's why you can't see it very clearly. It's vibrating with the frequency. So on this sacred day of divine balance, alignment, and manifestation, we call in what we seek and what we know is seeking us in full alignment with our highest good and the highest good of those around us. May what we desire and manifest help us to be in even deeper service to the collective. I really do believe if you call in what's good for you, you're doing your job. Right, we all have a contract that we kind of signed or agreed to when we came in, right? And part of that is to learn, to love, and then to share what we know, what we build, and what we create. So, point to point, mine to yours. May what you attract bring you into a deeper relationship with yourself, with your spirit guides and your ancestors, and ultimately with the love that you deserve in the physical world too. And together we say, Amen, Aho. So it is. You ready to make a wish with me? Get to make 2 wishes tonight. Again, as you extinguish your flames, thoughts focused completely on what you're working with tonight, what you're calling in for yourself. And one could be for yourself and one could be for the collective. So as I extinguish the candle on the left, I'm going to really focus on my personal intention for this year. And as I focus on the right, I'm going to take a moment to focus on my collective intention, which really is for peace in our world on every level, every continent, and every heart. What better time while we're manifesting? There's always room to manifest for others too, you know? And I don't mean to bend free will. You know what I mean? Like, you're not trying to manifest like a specific thing for a specific person. But I do think it's fair and ethical to speak peace into the space and try to manifest a more peaceful world. And I don't think that's if you set that intention free and you're open to it being interpreted and received in the highest possible way. By those who can receive it, I think that's a beautiful thing to do. Yeah. And thank you for being here tonight, or this morning, or whatever time you're doing your ceremony. Just a quick one, but a meaningful one, and now some really cool tools to carry with you to hold the space. So let's thank and release the guides and the guardians of the North. Thank you for anchoring our space while we call in our desires and our intentions. Ahead of this new moon, by the way, 48 hours between 11:11 and the new moon in Scorpio. There's a lot of energy, and you can download your worksheets this weekend. Start filling those out. I'll be with you on the 13th for new moon ceremony. Looking forward to it. We release the guardians of the North, thanking and releasing the guides and guardians of the West for holding the space with such love and tenderness and healing and renewal. Thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the South, helping us manifest deeper passion, knowing what that looks and feels like. And then thanking and releasing the guides and guardians of the East for new beginnings and new possibilities. Happy 11/11, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. May everything that we've done together tonight bring you into a state of being that brings you joy. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you with the new moon. Happy 11/11.